body like I'm supposed to. I ain't got a flex.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Unheard Sessions. This is season 2, episode 2, and today I am here at the historic Douglas Theater located here in Macon, Georgia. And today I have with me the executive director, Dr. Shelton Land. How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad you came.
Oh.
And we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, it wasn't far to come, but we're right here.
Look, we're right here.
Right
All right,
here.
so before we get into the interview and everything, I just want to play a little icebreaker game. So this is called This or That.
Okay.
So artist edition. Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 artists, and you just write down who you prefer. And then let's also put why we prefer them.
Okay.
Let's say that too. Okay.
I got it.
So we're going to start off with something, let's say Prince or Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We don't want to hurt no feelings out here.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Prince and Michael?
I put Prince Michael.
Prince Michael? Okay, what's that mean?
So both.
Both. You like both.
Both,
I got
both,
you.
yeah.
It's not that I don't like Prince, but I grew up listening to Michael.
Okay.
As
okay.
y'all can see
I
right
see,
there.
I see.
You know. Okay.
See.
So let's say, let's say Jodeci or Boys to Men.
Got it. All right.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Ready? Go. Oh, why not? Wait a minute. Why?
What, neither?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not my ski load. Now, if you'd have said 702 or somebody, then I might would have
I
said.
like 702.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
This man said neither.
Neither.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
All right. So last one. Let's say, Gap Band or Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
Ooh, I shouldn't say
Okay.
that.
Hold on.
Oh Lord.
All right. You ready?
Ready? Go. Before my time. Before my time. Wait a minute.
So it's a game, so it's making it fun.
As y'all can see, I have Gap Band up there, but I do like both of them. Okay, let's put this game up. Let's put this up.
Okay, I agree.
That is too funny. Okay, you can pass it to me when you're ready.
All right.
Okay. So we're gonna go straight into. It's okay. I got it. I want you to just talk about how you became the executive director here. Just give us a background on you. You know, if you're from Macon. You know, just everything about what led you to get into the point in your position
Douglas,
that you're
right.
in.
Okay. So when I think about that's a good question because it's a very reflective question for me.
Yeah.
As I think back and think of the river and how the river flows and how I got here.
Yeah.
A lot of people think about rivers as they flow downstream, but in my mind, rivers always flow upstream like salmon. I like to flow upstream. So I'm originally from Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
So I attended Norfolk State University. We don't say D, it's just Norfolk State University,
Gotcha.
the whole, the green and gold.
Yeah.
So where I studied mass comm.
Okay.
So I was a news reporter for a short while. So doing the news reporting thing, it just was, I always gravitated to that. And I actually did a story on Michael Jackson, which actually won me a scholarship.
Oh, congratulations.
I talked about how he was off the wall and things became a thriller. You know, so I used those pieces there. So I went to Norfolk State University, graduated with a degree in mass comm, but I wanted to do something bigger. I was like, okay, I love news reporting, and my goal and my dream was to become this big bilingual black sports commentator, right? But I was like, oh, well, that didn't work out. Because I had to drop out of Spanish. I was like, oh no, wrong choice. Let me stay over here to the English. But anyway, then I went to VCU and I got my master's of social work. I wanted to do something bigger because I knew art impact people. I know it's therapy, I know it's that, so I got a social work degree.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, you can impact the people, but things aren't changing. So I then pursued a degree in public policy and administration because I understand that it's the systems that need to be changed, not the people. People affect systems, systems affect people.
Yes.
And so as I was finishing up my doctoral studies, my mom and dad, for some reason I blame them, they decided to move to Georgia,
Yeah.
to Warner Robins. We have no family, no connection.
Yeah.
You know, we all up in the DMV, you know, I'm like, what we doing? And so I had to ask, I actually asked them, what we doing?
Yeah.
So as they're getting older, you know, my mom here, my dad here. So again, I'm finishing up my doctoral studies. I decided to come. And I had made it very clear, like, Mom, I'm coming, but it's not where I'm leaving my headstone. I'm just here for a second and I'm gone. I'm going to Texas. So with that, I finished up my doctoral studies, but I wanted to get to know the Macon community.
Right.
Because I was a playwright. I have a catalog of plays and things like that because I was using theater as a therapeutic tool with returning citizens of incarceration. So that was my target. So I got here and I started going around the city, learning the city. The Douglas popped up and I started to do my research and I seen the impact, this cultural touchstone of this black theater and what it meant to so many of the people and how it had catapulted so many great names like Otis Redding, James Brown to stardom. So I was like, okay, but this is gonna be slow moving. So I was like, how do I learn the community at a fast rate? And so I put my degrees to use and I enrolled in AmeriCorps. And I went over to the United Way. They were hiring, and then from that, they liked the work so good, and they hired me on as their managing director of education, and then I became the VP of education. Kept doing plays here, growing my relationship here, and so this is over the course, now fast forward 9 years, Gina Ward and I became very good friends, and she was retiring. And she asked me, but by this time I already got my doctorate degree and stuff, right, because I'm 9 years ahead. And so she just said, hey, can I put your name in the pot? Because I'm retiring, and I think you'd be a great fit for the Douglas. And I said, who, me? I said, I'm not leaving my six-figure job. Where? No. So that's what I say. Like, where? So that was my first reaction. You know, I am real transparent. And I am me because I don't know no other way to be. So but her and I, we laughed and we talked. And I said, okay. I said, because I love the Douglas. And I interviewed. It was me and other candidates. I made it to the final round. And then it was like dwindled down to 3 candidates. And then they selected me. I interviewed with the board. I really liked what they had to offer. And it's just something about this space when you walk in. And so so that's kind of like my background. Like, you know, that's my river, how I got here. This is how I flowed upstream to get here. And I've been in love with it ever since. I'm in my 2nd year, going into my 3rd, and it has been the most joyful time. And I'm here all the time because when you do something and it doesn't feel like work, you know it's meant, and it doesn't feel like work. It feels more like a purpose and a passion project than work.
Because I was just about to ask you, like, now that you're here, you're settled, as you have gotten deep into your career, like, what does the Douglas mean to you personally? So, especially having to lead such a place that is full of legacy. When you get up every day and you come here, what's the first thing on your mind, or like that goal and the vision to push the Douglas out into the community?
That's a good question. And the first thing that always comes to my mind, first of all, to be honest, the first thing that comes to my mind when I wake up and I think about the Douglas is, Lord, I hope ain't nothing leaking. Man. Because it's a 105-year-old building, right? So I'm like, oh, Lord, I hope ain't nothing leaking today. And then I'll be thinking about the next step of continuing to raise the profile of the Douglas. That is always at the top of my mind. Raising the brand, building it, letting people know that the Douglas is living and thriving, right? And just how can we continue to make an impact? And then it goes to the preservation. And so kind of like, because I compartmentalize things in my mind. So I go through the operational pieces, then I go through the administration pieces, then I go through the marketing. So it's a whole piece, but believe it or not, I wake up with the Douglas on my mind, and I go to bed with it on my mind. And the main thing is preservation, making an impact, and raising the profile, so people can know that we are existing and we're doing something different. The Douglas is doing something different now, and we are evolving. We have evolved. And we're turning the corner and turning the page all at the same time. And we want people to come in and say, hey, we have an open book, go through this book. Here's the different pages. It's something for everyone.
And I do want to talk about the Douglas Evolving, because you actually hosted an industry networking event a couple of months ago that the Mixer thing and I attended that. So basically the Douglas is undergoing a rebrand. And I do want to talk about that. I know you have different programs that have you're pushing now at the Douglas. So let's just talk about what those programs look like and just the new chapter, the new season for the Douglas.
Okay.
And also why you thought now was the right time to rebrand and start, trying to evolve more.
Try to evolve more. Yeah. And I wouldn't really call it a full-fledged rebrand, more of a refresh.
Refresh, okay.
So kind of like just re-engineering some things around the Douglas, because the Douglas has its brand.
Yeah.
It has a 105-year brand that's strong, right? But sometimes, just like an old Cadillac or old car, sometimes you got to change a tire, and you might have to change the inside. You might have to get some Armor All and shine it on down, right? And so we don't want it to get dull. And so that's why I say I'm refreshing it and cleaning it up. And I felt like the time was now, as we look at when it reached its 100-year mark back in 2021. One of the things when I came in, the board said is 100 years and beyond. So you have to evolve and stay relevant, right? Because times are changing. It's the next generation up. It's not about who's up next. It's the next generation up. And I'm not talking about the teens that are in their 12 and 13 years old, but I'm talking about it starts from those in their 30s, 20s, because I'm 50. So it's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. It's the next generation up. And how do you appeal? How do you evolve? We all love our grandmas and our grandpas, but it's some things that, because I'm 50, right, but I'm young, like, why they put all that plastic on the couch? It's like, that ain't going to work, you scared to
sliding
off. Like sliding off and sliding, what I mean? So I was like, what can we do? And again, the time was also now because I was new, and I come with fresh ideas, and I think the board thoroughly supported me in saying, hey, our expectation is that you put the Douglas forefront, make people know that we still exist, that we're still thriving, we're still living, bringing your ideas and your concepts, and we fully support you in that. And so that's why I knew, first of all, and if you look at it, there's subtle changes, even like with the logo.
Yes.
We go from a crest to, it's still the same crest, but how do you freshen up? McDonald's do it all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Wendy's has done it. They changed the little girl up there now, her 2 pigtails ain't there no more. It's something like, I don't know what she got. She got a flip.
Yeah,
that's how she got a flip. So I was just like, what can we do with the Douglas? And inviting, you said the industry night. And that was to invite the next generation, but also the legacy people that have helped us maintain and sustain.
Right.
So it's a mixture because everybody have ideas. And so as the executive director, one of the things that I take really to heart is having stage side chats. But that was just the first. And those are things that I would do annually. Bringing in the community, because it's a space for the community. And I can't think it up. I can't do it all by myself, but I need to hear from thought partners and knowledge partners.
Right.
And what better knowledge partners and thought partners than the community?
Right.
They know what they want to come to. They know what they want to see. They know how they want to be engaged and utilized, but it's always, now there's some terms and some policies around there, right? So it's like, but what are you bringing, and does it align with our mission and our vision and our goal? But a lot of people don't know your mission and vision if you don't share it.
Yeah.
So I try to share that to say, this is where we are, this is what we're doing, right? So, the Douglas, that's what we are. We are now, and I love saying that we are now doing something different.
Yeah.
We're still the same because we're preserving our legacy and our history as a cultural touchstone, a cultural treasure, but we're saying, you know what, it's the next generation up because we want it to thrive for another 100 years, right? So I'm 50. I don't plan to be here for another 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I know I'm not going to be here. That ain't what the Lord told me, but go ahead. Yeah, not at all.
No, I love that, especially talking about evolving. And I always tell people, don't be afraid to start over. It's okay. It's, and like you said, the different, I've gone, because I've went through probably like 10 different logos before I came up with the one I have now for my label, and it's going to change again. But I looked at different companies and stuff. They have thousands like of just different ideas. So I really love what you're doing, and I also do want to ask you, in what ways can the community support the Douglas? Yeah, you have your shows and stuff, but is there anything beyond that?
So, you know, people see us as just a live event venue, and we are. But the internal programs that we have, where we really target youth, like people can get engaged with our summer camp that we have for youth. And it's a theater summer camp where we engage all of the elements around theater, but it's more than just them putting on a culminating show. It's them learning teamwork, communication, public speaking. So we ask volunteers and people with skill sets to come in and teach this to the youngsters. We target 7 to 14-year-olds, right?
Wow.
And so when you come in as a volunteer, it's like you can get involved in that way. You can become a member, right? So members, just sometimes we love to celebrate people. We love to love on people.
Yeah.
That is the culture that has shifted. Like, it's always been a culture of welcoming. But I said, we have to add to this. We got to put a little whipped cream or something on this cake that we already got, right? Some ice cream beside it. Because we love on people, and that's, I push that into the staff. No matter what, we don't go by, oh, the customer's always right. So we always listen to what you have to say, right? But we want to love on you regardless. And so again, people can get engaged by volunteering, becoming a member, sharing thoughts. They can make suggestions to us. We just tell people, just show up. You know, that's what's on the menu. And the appetizer is first, just showing up. You know what I mean? And then, you know, the main course is you can get a show and this and that, and you can support us in various ways. But mainly it's they can become a partner as well. We always look for community partners. Like, people may have programs of their own. And how do we as the Douglas, as a venue, can support a person that may have a program, but it may not be a brick and mortar program, but we are brick and mortar, right? So they can just set what you have, bring it, and set it down in this brick and mortar. And so how do we partner? We underwrite the cost, you know, versus you rent this, rent that. There is no rent. Just come and do it. You see what I'm saying? How do we work together? Does it align with our mission? So there's a lot of ways for people to get engaged and involved here.
I do also want to talk about the membership. So what does membership here look like? Like, is there different like tiers to the membership? Or can you explain that?
So we call it our Legacy Circle membership program, because I tell people, anybody that comes in here and a part of this, you are part of history. And so our Legacy membership starts from the Friends level, and it goes up to the Marquee Club. And so there are different perks, just like any other membership program that comes with each membership level. But let's start with the Friends level, the basic membership at $40 a year. So you get discounted rentals. Like if you want to rent our annex space for birthday parties, you get, you know, 5 to 10% off of that. It's the discounted tickets. So when it's a Douglas sponsored event, or an event that the Douglas, sometimes we just buy tickets from people that rent here. We would buy and then give them to our members at a discounted price, like $15. So members always get in just about for everything at $15. We have our patrons parties for them, our membership parties, exclusive, by invitation only, so it's not open to the public. So it's just different tiered things. They get the snack pass, so you come, you get your free popcorn and your drink. So it's a lot of perks that we give, and we do that because it's the members that help sustain the Douglas. It's the people. So let me not say, it's the people. People is why the Douglas is still standing. It's those that have fought the fort, stood up for it when they tried to demolish it or demolition it, you know. It's the people, and what it stands for. And so, so that's our membership. So yes, you got Friends, you got Jazz Couple, you know, and they're all like theatrical and musical names because we're a live performance venue. But it's different benefits at each level. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's amazing.
I do want to ask you about your team as well. So can you tell us about the team here at the Douglas and what a day-to-day basis looks like for you guys?
So the team here, I have a tremendous staff. So we are a team of 7 people that would include me as well. And the day-to-day is basically like during the week, it basically is more administrative things, tours. People come for a lot of tours. And so we use the week to prepare for the weekends. Because the weekends are high volume, usually starting at Thursday through Sundays. It's a constant this, that, this, and people didn't know or didn't realize, and I'm finding out, that we have so many events, right? So I tell people, our new mantra, that's what's one of the changes, is we are the Showtime of the South.
Right.
So it's just like the Apollo, right? Say Showtime of the Apollo, but we're not trying to be the Apollo because we're not the Apollo. We are the Douglas, but we are the Showtime of the South. And so come Thursday, it's Showtime. And so we put our Showtime hats on. So again, during the week, we're preparing for the shows to make sure the experience, we focus on the 3 E's, the experience, from entry to exit. That's from the rental partner as well as the patrons, because at the same time our brand is on the line as well. Right. And so we are working through what would that experience be like. That's from strategizing to just having meetings, planning, cleaning up. Because there's always some cleaning to do right here now. Volunteer definitely can come for that. Help us clean up. And again, because it is a brick building, and with 105 years, you get dust particles from the bricks, and we just got to make sure like it's clean, keep it smelling good, and making it welcoming. It's just like your house. You invite people over, right? So at any time, and I tell my staff that anytime, this is our house. So at any time, anybody can come to our door. They don't have to call us to visit. They can just pop up. So let's be ready. And so we try to stay ready. And we try to stay ready, preparing for those events. Again, it's just a lot of strategizing, planning, looking at the calendar, talking to people, meeting with partners. And so basically, our days really just run. It's not a hard job. It's a fun job. And it's a passion project. So I think that's why the people that are here, they stay so long, because it don't feel like a job. We have fun. Then sometimes we might just do something out of the blue. I don't know. It might just be staff wine down day or something, like, hey, I'm treating everybody to lunch, and they be ordering with it. I know they wouldn't order if they were ordering on their own. I wanted that on camera. Make sure you get that.
That's funny. Okay. Okay, cool. So I do want to talk more about the different programs that you have brought to the Douglas, and also even our partnership that we have, and what our partnership and our collaboration, what your expectations are, and let's just talk about the programs and everything in general. Okay, so we have a lot of programs that we do. So we have our music programs, from our Jazz in the Courtyard and tribute show concert series to our signature playwright series, but all of them are targeting artists and emerging artists and established artists, especially African-American artists that don't have access to venues. And we want this to be a venue where they can feel safe to thrive and to share their talent and to share their stories, right? So when we think about our program, we start with the Jazz in the Courtyard. That's one of our signature flagship programs. We do it, kick it off in May through July. It's a free concert. People, all they have to do is bring their lawn chairs. Come on out, listen to the free music. So it's jazz and R&B, so that's another one of those evolving things. So we make sure we still keep it how it was originally started. It's the jazz, it's the cool jazz. Not the heavy jazz, but the cool jazz, upbeat jazz, and some R&B and some neo-soul. And it's free, again, it's free. We just open it up to the public to come out. We get sponsors from Georgia Power, Capital City Bank, the AKAs, the Deltas. So those, they help us sponsor to bring in artists. And then when we think about our tribute show concert series, this is a 3-month or 3-show series over a course from August through March of each year that kicks off in August and ends in March, where we highlight artists. They can be B-listers, C-listers. We don't do no D-listers, but we will do a... I got you.
So, I mean, again, I'm just, no D-listers, so we do all
that's
C-listers.
where you draw the line.
Yeah, that's where we draw the line in the sand, like, So, we bring them in where they're able to perform, and we try to keep it low cost, but it's that concert series. And that's our way of paying tribute. Remember I talked about preservation legacy? To those legendary artists, to keep their name and keep their legacy out in front as well. And then you think about our summer camp that I talked about earlier. We do that every year. And then our signature playwright series. So we're partnered up with the Atlanta Black Theater Festival to bring in 3 signature plays. Because when people think of African American plays. They always think of this urban. That's what they see and envision. But there's so many genres and so many highly skilled people, and they just need a platform.
Right.
And so we say, you know what, doing plays costs a lot. So we put it in our programming budget to say we can bring in plays, to bring these folk in so that others can see them outside of their locality, their local place, you know.
Right.
They come from all over. We've had them from Houston, from North Carolina, South Carolina, from California. So we bring that in. So that's new. That's something new that we started for people. And then the partnership, like with you, or like we want to start our young youth influence or young influencers type of session where we're spotlighting the young folk.
Yeah.
And I like to say the young folk, come on out there. I feel like I'm, you know, because now anytime you walk outside and people say, oh, I was like, who they talking to? You know, my nephew say, talking to you. I was like,
Man,
what?
they'll call you unc and auntie when you like 20. Now,
Yeah,
I'm like,
but I ain't know
out.
that, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
it
they
threw me
do.
off. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, they do that. I said, where they do that at?
They do it.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, I must be aging.
No.
You know, I started looking, I'm like, oh. So everybody, oh.
Yeah.
And so I'm waving. So I was like, okay, let me get these young influencers because I see how the times are changing with them as well.
Yep.
And like, you know, we think about singing and songs like the Whitneys and the Mariahs, but now, you know, and I look at what's coming up, like the Mooney Long, what is her name, Mooney Long
Money
or something
Long,
like that.
yeah.
And, you know, I just went to the Chris Brown concert.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Yeah. Oh, it
You
was
had fun?
good. Yeah, he
That's
was flying
good.
all in the sky because he's my homeboy and I'm from Virginia.
Yeah.
Like, man, I hope he don't fall. That'll be a disaster. You know, he's flying, ain't got no wings. I'm like,
Yeah.
what we doing?
Yeah.
So, but it was actually, it was the Breezy Bowl.
Okay.
And that was off the chain
That's
for me.
good.
Yeah, like Bryson Tiller and all of
I
them.
love Bryson
And so when I
Tiller.
started like looking at these new artists, and I'm like, the Douglas is a platform for these young, right? So I said, but we have to appease to them somewhat, right? And it is. I tell people I'm in a difficult position because you can't lean too far to the young, you can't lean too far to the old, right? So then in the middle, you know, because it is. And I tell people the business of this is you have to always remember this is an event space,
Right.
right? It's logistics. It says Douglas Theater, but the goal is it's events, it's logistics. So you can't cater to one age group. You have to engage the next age group because as my seniors begin to age out, these young people ain't gonna always stay young.
Yeah. Right.
Then they become the seniors. So it's how do you engage and how do you put the event. So partnership with you, it was a heaven sent. I seen what you were doing out here on the scene, your podcast. I'm on, yay, hey, you know. So thank you for having me. I don't think I said it, but thank you for having me on. So it's like, wow, this is really, it's unique. I seen the quality.
Thank you.
And I love the name, Unheard Sessions. So it made me think of a lot of things or those unsung people that come through even at the Douglas.
Yep.
So I started to align thoughts and was like, oh, you interview a lot of artists, independent young artists. You bring them on, you give them a platform where they can shine and talk about who they are and share their stories with the world, right? So, because I tell people, you are worldwide anytime you post anything across digital media. People are in your Bali. I ain't even know Bali had internet, but they do. Okay, I digress. Yeah, Bali got internet. I was like, they got internet over there. So, but what you were doing, and I just thought about the young influencers piece and how we can work together to take it even 2 steps further.
Right.
You know, they interview and engage with you, but maybe the Douglas can be that stage where someone can get their young independent talent, letting people know, you know, because it's work. It takes work. And so how can we support that? How can we build an insulation of support around our next generation, our young folk? And so kind of like, that's what we are.
Yeah.
So when you said that, now that was a lot to digest, because I felt like I've been talking about it a lot, so I'm going to grab my water right now.
You know, you good. No, I definitely want to tell you that I appreciate you and the Douglas, the team, because, I mean, I had those 3 episodes that were, you know, I put out there, and then here we are a year later. Then episode 1, they did mention the Douglas, so I was being educated not only about the Otis Rader Foundation, I was being educated about the Douglas, about the people who graced this stage and everything, and so when you asked me that, it was such a big deal. And like I said, I'm from such a small area. So, I mean, I've performed on Carnegie Hall stage as well. So for me to go from Carnegie to the Douglas, I was just like, it's just a blessing to me. So like I told you, in any kind of way that I can help, and it's divine time, and everything was aligned. So we were both thinking the same thing. So God just put us together to partner. And like I said, anything that we got to do to get people up in here, we just got to work together and make it happen. I'm very grateful, very excited for this opportunity.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I do want to ask you about the annual Kwanzaa event. Can you talk about it? I know that it's hosted here at the Douglas.
Yeah, and that is so, with their partnership with the Kwanzaa Cultural Access Center. Okay. And so a lot of other things have been in place since I've come to the Douglas. And that's another major event, programming event. But it's a programming partner. And so when you think about Kwanzaa, we actually host the first 2 days of Kwanzaa. We celebrate the holidays, but that's one of our biggest holidays, celebration, meaningful, trying to impact, the youth, just impact the Black community. Just so doing that annually, having that to come in, and along with Brother George Fadil Muhammad, who was a long time board member here at the Douglas. He's now an emeritus member. But partnering with that to lead that effort where we can not just like targeting people that believe or, their faith is aligned with Kwanzaa, but to the whole community. Because I've always been taught, you learn about stuff by being engaged with stuff. So I like to make this thing, the Douglas, we are not exclusive, we are inclusive. So we include everybody. We don't exclude anybody. It's better to include versus exclude. And so we want people to come in to learn about the different things, right? Because we can all, even under the climate that we're operating in now, like the world I'm talking about, especially the United States, it's, we don't try to divide. And I think Kwanzaa for us is enlightening. It enlightens people. It brings about awareness, information about financial empowerment, their youth development, self-development. It has all of those pieces. And when you can come and you can hear the truth, right? People speaking in truth and people speaking transparently, but then you still feel the love because they're doing it out of love. And having everybody come in, I think that is impactful. And we love it when it comes here with the drumming circle. They open with the drumming circle. You have the awesome drumming circle. People come in and it's just a beautiful thing. It is. And I call that true impact. That's true community impact when we think about Kwanzaa. So it is one of the events, again, another major event that we have here at the Douglas. It's a partnership event that we host. As well as Juneteenth, because now you got me thinking about Juneteenth. Juneteenth, we partner with the Macon Black Culture, Macon Black Culture and Kwanzaa Culture Access and Torchlight Academy. The Juneteenth. This year, we really got a little bit more engaged with it. This past year, this past June, really being out in front with it. And because I thought about, and I'm going to go back to a previous question you asked me. You said, why now? Why not now? Yeah. I never go with the whys. Why not now? I'm more focused on how to do it now. So how do we do it? So more about execution, but Juneteenth, again, another enlightening piece and what it means, to the community, especially to the African American community, just bringing people together. And that's kind of like how we thrive. I think that is our secret niche. We bring people together, right? No matter your race, creed, background, color. Because we also do things like our film guild. We do the Met Opera here. So we're cultural across the board. Right. We celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. We do events like that. So we are a space, and this space is where people, again, can come in to feel comfortable, where they can engage, but feel safe while doing it. Minus the microaggressions. That is something that we don't allow. There's a zero tolerance for me and my staff. It was one of the things that when I first came in that I said, no microaggressions. We don't believe in that. We say what it is and up front because people like to see people living.
Right.
You know, and we want people to see we humans. We get it. We working on this side of the event, but we're human.
Yeah.
We have lives too. We love this stuff that we do, but then when you flip it, we have families. We have dreams. Things that we do, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a big football fan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at every game. I'm all up. One of the people flying back
What's your
and
favorite
forth.
team?
Yeah, but I ain't flying no more because we losing.
What's your favorite
It's
team?
a wrap. The Commanders.
The
So,
Commanders,
yeah,
okay.
you know, the DMV. So,
gotcha.
well, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. As I say, I'm from Virginia, but Norfolk, Virginia, then lived up in the D.C. area. So, Alexandria.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah. But that's it. And I digressed again, but she got me thinking about my sports
No,
team.
you
I got
okay.
all sad, heart hurting. Yeah, we was all rah, we gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We going straight home when the playoffs
I
start.
got
We already home. So yeah. So
Well, I thank you so much for coming on and just talking about the Douglas. I do want you to plug your socials in,
Okay.
the website, and anyway, like I said, for the community to actively get involved just so they know where to find you guys.
Okay. You know, so they can always find us on Instagram. All of our social media handle is the same across the board. At the Douglas, and that's with 2 S's.
Okay.
Theater, and theater spelled R-E at the end versus E-R. So at the Douglas Theater, they can go to our website too. So that's douglastheater.org and catch out. And we just rebranded our website.
Yep.
Catch all the upcoming shows. Stay in the loop. Stay connected. Tap in. They can tap in right there. Because for real, the Douglas, we back outside.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we
I'm
outside.
so excited to be here. I'm looking forward to next year. And like I didn't know about the Juneteenth program that you guys do, and I'll make sure I be there next year. But I'm very excited for you guys, and I again thank you for this opportunity as well.
And thank you again for having me in there. You're such a blessing.
Thank you.
And I see great things. So we
Thank you.
appreciate you and your team.
Thank you. All right, y'all. We will talk to y'all later. See y'all on episode. I was about to do like this for 3. I'll see y'all on episode 3.